If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
And Lori Darlings down in Fayetteville, Alabama presents the Coach John Limbaugh Show on our Coach's Corner every Friday morning. Coach, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Jimmy.
You see the beautiful moon as you were coming in? Did you notice that?
Absolutely. Friday the 13th, full moon, harvest, is a time of harvest.
That's right. That's right.
It's all good.
Well, it wasn't all good last Friday night when you run up against a top-ranked team, Reeltown. They're in the top 10, and you know they've been good for a while too.
Well, they have, and they were everything we expected them to be, and then some. But you can't spot a team 14 points.
No.
We spot them 14 points, and you can't do that to good teams. And we laid the ball on the carpet some, and missed some key, made some key drops, and you just can't do those kind of things. We didn't execute our offense very well. Our defense was non-existent in that game, and we just did not play Fayetteville football the way that we're supposed to play it.
When you go into a game against a team like Reeltown, you know that your mistakes have got to be minimal to begin with. But when you have an off night, it's not a good time to play a team like Reeltown.
No, it was an epic beating. We lost in every facet of the game. We lost special teams, didn't do very well. We lost the defensive side and the offensive side. So when you're in all three phases of your game doing poorly, you're just not going to do very well against a team like that.
Tonight, down in Hanover at Central High School against the winless Cougars of Central High of Coosa County. And, the Reeltown game's in the rearview mirror now. You move forward.
Now, the best thing about it, it's in the rearview mirror. It's behind us, and you learn from every loss, and we learn a lot about ourselves, and we have to be better prepared. I've got to do a better job as coach. My coaching staff has got to do a better job. Our kids have got to be ready for the ball game, and as much as you think you are, as much as you think you focused on that other team and run all their plays, there's still the bottom line. Are you ready to go strap it on? Are you ready to go play this football game? And we definitely were not. But
and sometimes, Coach, teams are just better. Let's face it, they're better.
Right, and that's a good football team. They're going to go deep into the playoffs, if not play for the state championship this year. They're really good, but that's no excuse. We wanted to play better. It's not that much of a disparity, but 63-14 between our two teams. It's not that much of a disparity. But we're all looking forward to playing Coosa tonight. Coach is going to have those guys ready to play, and Coosa always has athletes. Now, they got 22 people on the roster. I keep hearing this buzz about 12, 13 kids. I've
heard that this week.
That's not the deal. They've got 22 kids on their roster. So, and they're the defending state basketball champions. They got athletes at that school, and they're going to bring it tonight.
So you looked at a little bit of tape with them. What do you think about them?
Well, number one, Dante, running back, he's as good as they come. Any school in this area would love to have him on their team. 13 is a tall guy that can really go up and get the ball. He's a quarterback's got quickness, and if they execute, it'll be tough for us. Should we go in there and get a W? We should. We'll see how ready we are to play the ball game, but you never take anyone for granted. Just ask Tennessee Volunteers.
Absolutely, and that's a solid point. Coach John Limbaugh, our guest this morning from the Fayetteville Wolves, coming off the loss last week, and practices this week been awfully hot. You got a third of the season under your belt, and these kids thinking, well, we've got to get better. And tonight's an opportunity to do that.
It is. Tonight's an opportunity to get better. We want to be 3-1 going into our break, and we'll have an off week next week. And it's a great time for us to just take a week off, relax in some respects, but in some respects work harder in some areas to get better. We need this week off coming up. We need it and we're 100% healthy. We got one kid with a ligament in his finger messed up, but other than that, we're 100% healthy. And we're looking forward to the week off, though. We really are. We need that, and every team needs that time to regroup and regather. But I love our kids, and we're ready to go and ready for whatever they can bring us tonight.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams across the state of Alabama this morning that would like to be 3-1, and you can be that after tonight's game with a win over Central of Coosa County. What have you tried to tweak this week to in preparation to improve for tonight?
Offensive consistency. We want to be balanced. We're a run-first team. We want to be balanced. So you can look for us to run the ball and throw the ball. But we really worked on tackling this week. We missed a lot of tackles last week. There was one instance where we had 5 to 8 missed tackles on one play, and you can't have your whole team missing somebody.
You didn't miss, did you?
No. That was I wanted to go out there to help. But we, they got a couple of guys from Real-Time that's going to the next level.
Sure.
They got one D1 guy that is signed with South Carolina, and he was really good. He was the real deal. He was pumping those legs and churning for yardage, and he was a really good player. He hurt us a lot, but looking forward to this game, we want to make sure we're tackling, driving our feet, driving through somebody. We want to make sure they're executing on the offense and being more balanced, and that's really what it boils down to. And call it coach speak if you want to, but it's really about the blocking and the tackling. It really is.
Now, finally, this morning, a couple of names that we need to look for tonight. This is our game of the week across the state of Alabama. It is Fayetteville and Central of Coosa County. A couple of guys that needs to pick it up and have a good game for you tonight.
Well, Luke White's doing great things for us. We really love Luke a lot, and we want him to have a really breakout game. Now, we know what Luke's capable of doing. He's very quick, and we want him to have a big game. Of course, Blake Manchin he plays well. He plays solid. We think a lot of Blake, and Brady Ritchie is doing good things for us, and Brady Ritchie and Blake Manchin are permanent team captains this year. They'll wear the C on their jersey. We're really pleased with what they bring as far as leadership to the table. And keep your eyes on Pacey DeLoach. He's going to do a good job for us tonight.
All right, Coach John Limbaugh, the head football coach and athletic director at Fayetteville High School. The Wolves 2-1, headed into Central of Coosa County, just down the road a little bit. 7 o'clock kick. Our pregame at 6:30. John Limbaugh Show brought to you by Lori Darlings. Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
More day break in just a minute.